Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to the Push Power to Power Show with your host, Jesus Ortiz. Man, I'm happy and blessed to be here with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to start bringing in a lot of leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs, all the way to CEOs, and we are going to learn a lot. So I'm going to learn, you're gonna learn, and the interviewer, the guests that I'm bringing, we all gonna learn. So this is like a good learning experience. So if you got a paper or you want to take notes over your phone, anything that is an aha moment, take it, write it, and use it for yourself. Use it for all aspects of your life, whatever is gonna help you today. Because I do the same. Even though I'm doing the show and I'm the host, I'm listening and paying attention. I might not be writing, but right when I'm done, I'm like, get the paper, and I was like, all right, I got a couple of 2, 3 aha moments. And then I'm like, how can I use those moments for me today? So you do that, because every time you do that, it's gonna help you one step further for whatever you're trying to do. Trust me, because taking notes, it's the best thing. You're not gonna have it here. I used to say that. Oh, it's out here. It's out in my mind. But it's truthfully, you're gonna forget, because our mind is so powerful and it has so many things in there. But hey, but let me before we start, let me get to some announcements. Like I made a quick video yesterday. Well, I'm happy and announced that soon, in a couple of weeks, I'll be moving to an office. So it's gonna be more professional, the lights, the video, and everything. So now I'm getting more stepped up. So the Yeraldy Media, if you need any advertisement for me to help you here in the show, so I can run your commercials, run any content that you got in 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, so you can capture the the attention of the other people, the audience. Let me do that and run some ads in Facebook, all of that. I'm gonna start doing that, and I'm just happy to, that's a big announcement. I'm just happy to that to tell you that. And not only that, I mean, to support me and support the show, and it's gonna get better and better. I'm gonna start interviewing more people that are out of the state that are really being successful, like coming up this Monday. And if I'm gonna put my link for the PayPal, so any support, it don't really matter if it's $1, $2. So support me, and I'm gonna keep on growing and doing it. That's fine, because when I start moving to the office, I'm gonna take it to the next level. So I'm not gonna be charging for interviews, not on that, but it's the platform that you're gonna be at, the platform that you're gonna have an opportunity to be, and the views, and me sharing it, and not only that, the team behind me sharing it and running the ads. We're starting to create a little team, so it's gonna be a little bit better. And getting into something else too is it's called lightweight. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be helpful with Yeraldy Media and Lightweight, hashtag Lightweight coming soon. That's something that it's working on the side. We haven't even said anything about it, but that's what's gonna be the headquarters for Yeraldy Media and Lightweight. So everything's gonna be professional. YouTube, I'm about to, when I hit the office, I'm gonna make a new YouTube channel. This one's gonna stay out. This is gonna be just for interviews and what's it called, motivation and stuff like that. But the other one is gonna be just in a specific niche that I'm gonna start doing and monetizing that YouTube channel. I'm gonna go forward the same with the lightweight. But those are the news that I just gotta tell you right now. And any questions, yeah, let me know. Comment me below, and anything, yeah, let me know. I'm here to listen and hear and answer you back, because yeah, having been supporting the show, so I love that. So for y'all supporting that, that's what I said. I'm gonna run the link here, the PayPal link. So it don't really matter if it's 50 cents or whatever. That's helping me to, if I need to get another light, or another mic and stuff like that, that supported me. And I can, like I said, I'm gonna start bringing in more leaders, and leaders that are gonna teach us. So it's gonna start improving more and more, especially when I get to the office. So thank you guys for that's just my announcement today. But I'm ready to get in, because I got somebody that I've been following for a while. I actually met her for a while when I started and wondering, on the network events, like how I want to build relationships. I want to build this, but how do I do it? And I start going there, and every time she started doing some, I went in there, and I was not nervous and shy, but I was like, I don't know if I was like trying to talk to people, how I'm gonna build the relationship, how should I do it? And it was something new for me. So I met her there, and I went a couple of her network events, or some of her friends, the people that I know, and we both are in the Full Share Chamber of Commerce. I'm proud of that. Is to join the Full Share Chamber is the same as her, and I know she owns space Space City Social LLC, and we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about her story. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. It's fun because I love doing it. This is my passion, doing the show and bringing you all these guest leaders so that we can, help each other out and support each other out. Small businesses as ourselves keep on growing and keep on pushing forward, no matter what that negativity is out there. Please consume the positivity. Please stop listening to all these. I don't want to call BS, but well, it could be BS, the news and all this, blah, blah, blah. Consume what you can control and push yourself forward. You are the president, you are the CEO of your life, your body, all aspects of your life. So you keep on pushing. Remember that no matter, I don't care about who's the left, who's the right, Republican, the Democrat, none of that, man. At the end of the day, you are the one taking care of yourself. At the end of the day, you're the one taking care of your family. You're the one running to get your dreams. All right. I'm sipping it. Excuse me, I'm sipping it up, and I'm gonna bring in Miss Twyla Harris and enjoy the show, guys. And for the listeners, thank you guys. After this, I will be pushing this to the podcast for the audio. So that's something new that I'm working on too. So that's more advertising over there, not only for myself or for my guests and everybody out there. So, boom, any questions? Let me know. And here she comes. Welcome. Good morning, Twyla.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, I'm doing amazing. I'm happy to have you here. And like I said, I was saying, I'm just so hyper. I always get so hyper when
You're
you
so
love your stuff. Hey, and then I'm having this Folgers coffee that is like super strong.
Is that a Christmas cup?
Hmm?
Is that a Christmas cup?
That is like, hey,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
I didn't even figure out it was a Christmas club. Hey, we're getting close to Christmas.
Hey, I love Christmas. That is my favorite time of the year. My house will look like Santa Claus threw up in it. Like it's crazy with all the decorations and everything. That's my favorite time of the year.
But that's good. It's like we cannot let the stuff down. If you love Christmas, Halloween, whatever the situations, you keep on putting your lights, you keep on putting your stuff out there. No matter what the haters and tell, why is he doing it so early? Man, it's you what making that passion make you feel good. Go do it.
That's right. That's right. They don't pay my light bill, so
Mm. Yeah, they're not paying your light bills. They're not changing your tires in the car, the oil, none of that. You're doing that.
that's right.
That's why I said, do not get in the involvement of who left, right. I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. No, man, you gotta make sure that you yourself right now control what you can. You can't control none of that. Control
Those
your business.
those those are all distractions to keep you
Mm,
getting where you need to be. If you're paying attention to what's going on here, what's going on there, guess what? You're not paying attention to what's in front of you. So
yep.
I'm all for a great cause. I'm all for standing up for what you believe in. I'm all for that. But if you're so caught up in it to where everything else is getting neglected and you're not moving forward with things and you're just so consumed with all of that, that's really unhealthy, actually. But it's not doing anything good for you, especially as an entrepreneur trying to move forward and trying to build a business, especially in the tough times that we're in right now.
Oh yeah, because you're putting in stress, you're putting a lot of negativity in your mind, stuff that is dragging you down. You name it, and then at the end of the day, you want to step up and move whatever you're doing, and you're like too much negative. Like you can't do it, and
Yeah.
and it's just sad to know that I've been in that place. I know that you have been in that place where those times and those moments that like boom, and you're like, oh man, I'm giving up, man. You know what? This is not for me. Oh my god. Or you walking and oh, hold on a second, guys. There you are. I thought you left. I'm like, where you at?
No, no, I didn't go. I didn't go. It's
She's back.
hard. It's hard enough being an entrepreneur. It's hard enough running a company, running your business, and then to have all these additional distractions on top of that. It's just, yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. Clear the air, clear everything. Focus.
Clear, guys. Focus. I mean, we're gonna talk about it. She's gonna talk, not me, but she's gonna talk about a little bit about her story. I know her story is long. We had a phone call. We haven't even talked a lot more, so we'll definitely get more into me and her later on. Go to lunch, but she got an amazing story, and then we'll talk about her business. And then I'm listening. I might ask her a question that she's probably gonna reach her childhood, and she's like, "What? Nobody asked me that." I've been good at that now. Like a couple of the guests that I have, I've been asking them some questions that they're like, man, you've been taking me back. And but it makes them happy. Like it gives them that moment that like, man, that moment when I was 10, that was an amazing moment. So that's what I want. So you got to open up your heart and be like, hey, man, just remember those memories, because those memories are always going to stay with you no matter what. No matter
Yeah.
what is going, those memories are with you always, and they are good. That's why I would say now, never close the book of your past. Never. Because I'm myself, once I said that book is closed, I hate it, I don't want to know. But when you do that, it's like it kind of gets you and it's trying to crumble in you, and it hurts you. So I say, you know what? No, I want to have it open. So the things that I remember that were bad, or things that I did worse, or the best things that I did good, or make me cry, I'm like, all right, that was 3 years ago. All right, but I understood that this time I'm not going to do the same mistake. I'm going to step it up and do something better. So don't close that book of your past.
Exactly. Your past makes you who you are, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. All of those experiences mold you into who you become. And my past is quite bumpy. Quite. Ever seen the meme with it'll say like your plan, and then you start straight, and then it's all squiggly and turning,
Yes,
and
yes. That's
yeah,
everybody, man.
that's me.
Yes. Don't get it twisted. Yes, I mean, success is like, it's like that. And sometimes you're like, oh, that's it. You're going down and you're like, oh, I'm giving up. But no, you already know that there's always a light under the light at the end of the tunnel, always. But it's just how you know, get up and how strong you feel to go get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we start, guys, the link is under there for the PayPal. So, like I said at the beginning, any support is right there. Y'all can go out there. But I'm gonna let it to Miss Twyla so she can tell us a little bit about her story, and I'll be quiet and I'm gonna listen. So you can tell a little bit about who you are. So the audience, I know it's speaking up right now, they can know who you are.
Yes, absolutely. So, again, my name is Twyla Harris. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for that. Thank you for this opportunity to come on here and talk. It's Friday. Yay. I just had to throw that in. As an entrepreneur, I'm not quite sure Friday really means much for us, but I'm going to one day enjoy my weekends without working all weekend. It's going to happen. I promise. But basically, I'm a self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur. I absolutely love business. I love everything that comes with it. I love the craziness. I love the outside the box thinking. That was one of the reasons why I left the corporate world. I worked for some amazing companies. I've held some amazing titles. For my age, I mean, actually, it was kind of a big joke when I was younger because people were like, "What the heck are you doing to climb the ladder so fast?" I had a very rough childhood growing up. I'm sure you're going to ask some questions later about that. But yes, my childhood was pretty rough growing up. I got married right out of high school, had babies because that's all I knew what to do. My family never talked about college or anything outside of that. It wasn't until I was married to my first husband that I decided, you know what, I want more. This is not as great as it is to be a mom, and that's one of the most fulfilling things to me. And being a wife is an amazing thing, but I just felt like there's so much more that I want to do, and I just had this deep desire to pursue that. And so I started going to school for business management. Unfortunately, that marriage didn't work out, and I found myself a single mom trying to make ends meet, going to school, working, doing everything I could. So I was blessed with some opportunities that were not given to me. Let me take that back. I worked my butt off for these opportunities. I cannot stand out when people say these opportunities were given to me. Y'all, we didn't get anything. Y'all know that. Unless your parents, you inherited the businesses or something like that. We're all constantly working our tail ends off for what we have. I just found myself in a situation where I had to work 20 times harder than everybody else because I needed those promotions. I needed to make the money. I needed to do things for me and my family because they were just, leaning on me. And at the time I was young. I was 22, raising two kids by myself, no support from my ex. He was still in his wild and fun days. And it was tough. It was really, really tough. I, did everything I could to provide for those kids. We had a nice apartment. We we ate SpaghettiOs quite a bit and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but they were fed. We made it. But it gave me that drive to push and to work harder than everybody else. I mean, I was busting my tail end. And I can tell you, as rough as my childhood was, my mother growing up had me working as early as I can remember. She was the manager of a lot of different operations. And her favorite motto was, if you have time to lean, you got time to clean. So I made sure that I always had something to do because I did not want to scrape gum off the bottom of tables. And that's what she would make you do if she caught you standing around not doing anything. So my work ethic, I believe, was instilled from, the get-go. I was a hard worker. Again, as I got older, I had to work. I had to work harder. I had no other choice because it was just me providing for the kiddos. And then that just, that becomes your work ethic. That's just something that you're known for, you've grown into it, and that, it is what it is. After working for a large national pizza chain, I worked for them for quite some time, worked my way up the ladder rather quickly, honestly. Opened up restaurants in Ohio. It was an amazing, amazing experience at such a young age. Amazing, amazing company to work for. And then from there, I decided, I want to change. I want to do something different. My kids were starting school, so I couldn't travel and open restaurants like I was doing. So went into recruiting and realized I hated it. So it was not for me. If you guys have ever tried to interview for a position, if you tried to hire an employee, try doing that all day long. It was not fun, not for me. I did it, and I did it for quite some time, but I did not like it. I realized I was much better at sales, which if you would have told me that a long time ago, I would have said, there's no way. I don't do sales. That's not me. But when I realized that sales is really just relationship building, then that changed everything for me. I went from not knowing a darn thing as a recruiter, started selling accounts. Within a couple months, I was the number one sales rep. A few months later, I was promoted to assistant area manager of the Houston market. A couple months after that, I was promoted to area manager of the Houston market for the staffing company. And it just kept going. And it was an amazing, amazing journey. I learned so much. But even with that, I still didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like there was still something missing. I don't like being put in a box. I don't like somebody telling me, we can't do that because of this. I want to hear, that's going to be challenging, but let's talk about it. Let's think through it. There's got to be a way. And when I realized that was more my issue, because, when you work for somebody else, you don't get to make those decisions. I finally decided to leave the corporate world and do it on my own. I opened up my own staffing agency. I worked from home. I wanted to make sure that I could be there for my children. I wanted to make sure that I had that flexibility. If, kiddo was sick, that I didn't feel guilty for calling in, which I usually did. Or somebody would make me feel bad, for calling in because I had to take care of my family. So I started my own agency. It was a crazy ride. I don't know if y'all have heard of IKEA, but IKEA happened to believe in me. They were crazy. And I won a very large contract within 6 months of me starting my agency. And mind you, I'm running everything from home. I am piecing it together, y'all. I knew what to do. I knew how to run it. I just didn't have an office, and I didn't want one because I wanted that flexibility with my family. So I'm like, on the outside, I probably look like I had it all together. On the inside, I'm like, holy cow, what do I do? What am I supposed to do with this? Won the biggest contract. It was nothing for IKEA to call me on a Sunday morning and say, we need, 60 guys here in the next hour. And I'm going, that's fantastic. Great. No problem. Pulling over in the church parking lot going, okay, kids, y'all going to church? I'm going to have to sit here and I got to start calling my recruiters and, finding people that will go to work in the next hour on a Sunday. There's no problem, right? Average Sunday. So yeah, it was crazy. But after doing that for about 5 years, I decided, okay, I honestly had reached a point where I had so much business, I couldn't handle it. And I either had to go brick and mortar or look for other options. And so I just decided to let it go. I had a really good friend that was running another staffing agency, and we kind of worked out a deal there. So when I transitioned out of that, I started doing some other things, started volunteering more at my church, which volunteering, as y'all know, if you're a good volunteer, they recruit you for more and more, right? It's just the way it is. So eventually that volunteer position turned into working for the church, which turned into an entrepreneurship position within the church, helping others start churches. Crazy, right? Crazy how God works. Puts you right back
Mm-hmm.
your desire is, right? I'm just chatting up here. So if you have something to say, just you're gonna have to interrupt me, okay?
I'm listening, and I mean, I'm putting everybody's comments here. So
Okay.
everybody's, says Space City Social is the best. Twyla is Katie's marketing guru by Debbie.
Aw.
Oh yeah, so you got Brian. Everybody's saying a lot of stuff. That's what it takes to get ahead. Congrats to you for sticking to it and not losing focus.
Awesome. Awesome. And y'all know firsthand, it's, you're going to have failures. You're going to fall on your face so many times that you can't let that stop you. And that stopped me for a long time. I wanted to branch out on my own and start my own businesses early on, but I was always scared. What if this
Mm.
happens? What if that happens? And I still feel that way. I just had a meltdown 2 days ago. My poor husband, I'm like, what's going on? I'm so sick of COVID. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of that. Businesses are shutting down. Like, it's not fair. I had my little whiny moment, and then he just kind of looked at me. He's like, are you good? I'm like, okay, I'm better. So you can't let it drain you. You can't just focus on it. Yes, it's the reality, but I'm still going to provide for my family. I still have to provide for my customers. I still have to continue with whatever, my desire and my destiny is. So long story short, I've built these businesses. I've through all the businesses that I've had, marketing has always been that stable thing that no matter what I did, I had to know marketing. I had to understand social media. I had to understand what we called LSM, which was local store marketing, where when a brand new location goes up, you literally map it 1 mile out and you go and you visit every single person within a mile. You introduce yourself, you give them whatever you've got, if you've got freebies or special nights or whatever.
Mm.
And then you go back once you've saturated that, then you do a 3 mile and you just keep building it out until you've reached the radius around your store that you need to for promotional purposes. And we would create all kinds of events and fun stuff like that. So that's, we did full marketing plans, everything, every position that I've ever had, I've had to do some type of marketing. And even in recruiting, as a recruiter, we have to market for candidates. So that's just what you did. And so as things kept progressing and, I was starting these businesses and realizing, okay, I loved this part of it, but I didn't like this part. I was a personal trainer for quite some time, owned a mobile personal training company, loved it. Just kind of got tired of the fact that most people want to work out at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and then again in the evening. I'm not a morning person, so I don't know if you are.
I'm not, but I'm trying to be. So I can, I love sleeping. Like, I hope that you guys actually get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep. No matter who are you watching in YouTube and they're telling you, oh, hustle and grind. Yes, hustle and grind, but we are different. We need the rest. Your brain needs the rest.
So true. So me getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go train people, it was great. The money was great. I had some amazing clients. But after doing that for a couple of years, you're like, you start dreading it. And when you start dreading it, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm out. If I don't enjoy it anymore, I'm done. So I outsourced some of my clients and some of the roles that I had because I was teaching classes in various gyms and things like that. So I outsourced those to, my connections and people that I was already working with to pick up on classes and training when I couldn't. So it was a very fun experience. But even through that, I was still doing marketing. I was still doing contract marketing for a lot of companies. People were coming to me that I met through networking or connections, just, through life. And they would ask me questions. Hey, Twyla, I know you don't really do this, but can you help me with this? Or can you look at this? Or, hey, can you help build me a manual? I have so much experience just in business in general that I think that gives me the upper hand in being able to figure out entire marketing plans. If I had my way about it, I would only offer that. There are our Space City Social. I would only offer whole holistic marketing plans because what happens is a lot of people want to just pick and choose different parts of marketing to pay for. And that's understandable because you have a budget, you can only do so much. But the biggest impact is when you have everything working together. And the best way I can explain that is, like I've said, I've kind of used this analogy before, but a baseball team, you have to have a certain number of players to play. Each player has to be strong at what they do. You can have the best pitcher in the world, but if your first baseman sucks, you're only going to get so far. And a lot of people I don't think they really realize that, especially in small businesses. I mean, they're trying to piece together and they're already having a tough time with the budgets and figuring out what works and what doesn't. And it is kind of costly. Marketing can be costly, especially if you're running ads. But it's the most important piece of your business. You could have the best business in the world. It's like your website. You could have the best #1 website in the world, but if nobody knows it's there, what good is it? Doesn't matter.
That's true, and that's something that I learned the hard way at the beginning. I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money on this or running ads or stuff, and I was like, well, no one's gonna know you. That you're there, that you sell popsicles or you sell shirts like the one you're wearing. I know that you're selling those shirts. So boss chick. So get your shirt.
Yes, it's my husband's company. He just started a shirt business through necessity. He got laid off, just like, most people are experiencing right now, unfortunately. And he could either fight the job market, which he's tried, but unemployment's at the highest, and it's a tough market out there. Or, necessity. What do they say? Necessity is the.
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here.
If somebody knows it, comment, because I totally forgot it.
Invention. I forget how it goes.
Something like that. But you're right though, because just recently I bought my camera and I couldn't find it anymore, so it was sold out from Canon to like next year May or something like that. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna wait for May. So I found somebody in OfferUp, and they bought it, but they bought their own camera, so they were selling it again new. So I was like, oh, I gotta get it. So I went and bought it, and while I bought it from that guy, we sat there and talked, and so see how powerful it is just by us just talking and speaking, and we can help somebody out. He told me he wants to be a photographer, that he knows how to take pictures, but that wasn't the right camera. That was more of video. And then I started talking to him and I said, hey, let me get your number. I have connections that people I know that photographs, and maybe they can help you or give you a couple of gigs here and there. You never know. And he's like, you would do that? I'm like, you don't even know me. I'm like, yeah, I know that, but just for you sitting here and giving me your time to listen to me for a little bit of my story that I was telling him, that's the most thing. Because a lot of people were just like, I'm gonna hurry or anything. Here, bye. He just stood there and listened, and he told me, hey, you know what? I mean, I was working as a financial, I forgot what it was, for CarMax for 7 years, and they let me go. And he's like, I've been applying for 30 to 40, 50 applications. And I've been going back to a lot of them, because you just don't fill out the applications. You got to go back and tell them, hey, you know what's going on. And no, I have had no calls, nothing. So I'm like, I gotta pay bills, and I started just giving him, a little bit of my story, the same thing that happened to me. And I said, well, you got a gift, you got the gift of being a photographer. So push that right now, that this is the best time that you can do it. Like with this money that I just buy you the camera and the one you stuff, buy that right camera and start doing that. And I can connect you with some people and push yourself out there. Because when you told me 50 to 60 applications and you haven't heard nothing, and you've been and pushing yourself, that's what you said. The market, it's tough. So I was like, you cannot let yourself sleep away.
No, there's so many opportunities out there, and it is, honestly, this is a great time for people who have had that nudge to start something. It's scary, by all means. There you go, Esther. Necessity is the mother of invention. That's what I was trying to say. Botched it off. Yes. That sometimes is enough to give you that nudge. And my favorite quote right now is from my mentor, Shailene Johnson. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's huge with Beachbody. And that's,
I know Beachbody, yes.
Yeah. And she's amazing. She's got millions of different things that she has her hands into. But she's my mentor. And one of the things she told me was, just start. make it messy, but just start. You can figure it out as you go. Just honor your word. If you make mistakes, guess what? We all make mistakes. It happens. You know, I'm going to be my worst critic. I'm going to beat myself up about it when I make a mistake, but it happens. I hope my husband's not listening.
Oh, he is.
But I mean, that's the reality of it. If you wait until you have everything figured out and you wait
Mm.
until everything's perfect, it's never going to happen.
Mm-mm.
It's
And
not.
that used to be me, man. I'm telling you guys, the audience when I started in Burley, because I used to have other businesses before. I always wanted to make it perfect. I don't know why. I didn't have no mentors. I didn't have nobody to stop me and say, "Just start." I was like, "No, I have to have this. No, I have to have that." Then when I have this, then I can go. And then when you like try to start, I was like, "Okay, no, I'm missing these three things. I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna give it 2 months." I'm like, none of that, man. Now it's gotta be messy. You
Yep.
gotta jump in. You gotta get in the water and figure it out yourself, and then you're gonna figure it out. No matter what, you will figure it out.
That's right. That's right. If you have a passion for it and a desire for it, you can make it work. Align yourself with a network that supports you, that's supportive. You know, I see Christina Shivers on here throwing some love up. Thank you, sweetie. We work with them too, but first and foremost, she's a friend. And one of the things that she said to me when I first met her and we started going to networking events together, we started seeing each other more and more. And she said she went back and watched a lot of my videos and and she watched one of the podcasts that I did for one of our networking groups and things. And she's like, I've already implemented some of that and it's great and this and that. And now I go back and look at her stuff and I'm like, holy cow, how did you do that? So we can always learn from each other. You know, I don't know everything. You don't know everything. Heck, my mentor, Shailene Johnson, is you know, as deep rooted in the business as she is. She admits she doesn't know everything because things are constantly changing, especially if you're involved in the social media world. So watching each other, learning from each other, bouncing ideas off each other, asking questions. You know, my husband started a shirt business, and did he know anything about shirts? No. He knew he liked them. He knew that it was going to be fun, but we didn't know anything about what do we need, how do we do it. He spent hours upon hours upon hours on YouTube in groups, you know, looking up everything he could, asking questions. Y'all, there's a Facebook group for darn near everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you like onion with a lot of pepper on it and red mayonnaise, there is a group out there for you, I am sure. So that's probably the most underutilized Facebook, what's it called, tool out there, I think, are the groups.
Yeah, and they're very powerful. I'm in a lot of them, and from two of the groups that I'm at, it's what opened up my mind to reconstruct my YouTube channel to the one that I have right now, the one that are people watching right now, to the one that I'm gonna build. Because, like you said, when you said just start, I bought a course for YouTube, so I invested on a course to learn and cut everything and kind of move faster than wait years and years. So I'm
Yeah.
learning so much. It's like so much information that you cannot take it in one day. Like I've been doing it every day because it's just so much. Like I'll stop and go walk outside and I'm like, wow, I didn't know none of this. And the first thing that you said right there, just start. That's what the guy says. Just start. Even with the videos, she said, you want to make your video perfect. It's never gonna happen. Just start, do your video and put it out there and put more videos. And by the end of the time, you're gonna look at your other videos and you're like, you're gonna get better because you're gonna get better lighting, better mics, but it's gonna take time. But if you want to get the mics and the lights and wait, it's never gonna happen. Start, be messy, and around it you will learn it. Because I'm learning about thumbnails, the titles, all of that is important, the hashtags, and I'm like, whoa. And then I already know what's my niche that I'm gonna open up my new YouTube channel. So I'm so excited about that. So it's like,
But it constantly changes. So what you learn today, especially, and I can't stress this enough, I try to explain this to my clients, and it's really hard just because they're not submerged in social media like my team is. It changes almost weekly. And unfortunately, you know, Facebook doesn't put a memo out to say, hey guys, this worked great for you last week, but guess what? We're not doing that this week. You know, they'll do that with big changes, but they don't do that with the little stuff. Such as, I'm going to use this as an example. Did you know that if you put anything in a post on Facebook that takes you outside of Facebook, they'll actually lower your reach on that? So it
Mhm.
used to be that you want to direct people to your website, right? That used to be what we do. Everything needs to be directed to your website. No, not anymore. Facebook actually penalizes you if you take people outside of Facebook. So when you're putting your website link on everything, what you're doing is reaching a very few people versus if you took that out or if you put it in the comments or something of that nature.
It's true.
But
There's
Facebook didn't on that to tell you. You just, if you're not submerged in it enough, you wouldn't have known that.
Thank you that you said that, because there's something new that Facebook, well, they're fighting right now for the iPhone people that have iPhones. That if you have an iPhone, they're the iPhone with the Facebook ads, they're trying to cut something out that it's really helpful when you run ads, that the iPhones won't have it anymore. That's something that they're fighting right now. So I've been paying attention to it. It's like,
I'm going to talk to you about that because I'm not sure what that is.
yeah, and I just looked at it yesterday. Mark Zuckerberg and the CEO of the iPhones, they're like working something out, but he doesn't want that to have it. And I was like, what's going on? And I was like, I was reading it, and it's like so confusing. So I'm like, I'm gonna pass some days and see what happens. But I was like, but still, even though if that happens and they take that little piece, that's not gonna stop us from still doing the ads. We're gonna figure it out. Like you said, things are moving out and changing left and right. You have to follow and adapt to where you at going through.
Right. And especially so how our business comes into play, especially with smaller companies, you're one person. Like let's say most of the smaller businesses, you've got a very small team of 2 or 3 people if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have time to keep up with all of these changes. You don't have time to look at a post and analyze, why didn't that do well? Why it worked last week? Why is it working now? Why is this not doing this? Why is that not doing that? You don't have time. So that's why it's important a lot of times to outsource it to a company like, my team or something of that nature. Because if you can't stay in the know, you're constantly going to be spinning your wheels and getting frustrated. So you either have to put forth the time all the time to understand it inside and out. And honestly, unless your business depends on social media, you're better off working your business and letting a company like myself help you build your marketing plan, help you with your social media, your branding. On that note, though, one thing I want to make sure that we discuss, because I hear this a lot, social media does not bring you sales. I just want to be super clear with that. Unless you're running an ad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Social media is for branding. You still have to put money into ads. You still have to have a sales team, or somebody has to be focused on sales. You've still got to do something salesy, networking, in person, whatever that may be. Just because you have social media doesn't mean that your phone's going to start ringing off the hook, because social media is not for that. Social media is branding. It's to get you in front of people. It's to get you where, hey, Zeus, if you are talking to somebody tomorrow in a networking group and they say, oh my gosh, I've got ants. I'm late to the event because I had ants in my kitchen. You may not use a pest control company, but you may remember, you know what, I've seen people sharing this information, or I've seen this in a group a few times. Why don't you call them? They seem like that's something they do. And from what I hear, they're reasonable. That's a recommendation. That's when the social media pays off. They've created a brand. They've created brand awareness for you to recommend or, suggest to someone. That's what a lot of people miss. They think, oh, I'm going to dump all my money into social media and the phone's just going to ring. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
No, I wish it did.
I wish it did. But you have to have an ad spend. You still have to have a full marketing plan of how you're going to reach people. Because guess what? Not everybody's on social media. Yeah, it's great. You can reach a lot of people. I'm all for it, obviously, because that's what I built my business around. But it's not the catch-all, end-all, be-all. You've got to have other pieces of marketing working with it. Like I said, the baseball team, everything's got to come together to work towards the goal. If one piece is working and you've got 5 others not working, it doesn't matter what this one piece is, it's going to sink.
It's gonna sink. Yep. So now that you're in all of that, so that's why I have Space City Social. Tell them a little bit, the audience, like what you are, what you do in your business, like what you're in it for.
Yeah, totally. So all the things that we can offer, we can do PR, We can do which press releases. We can do in-person events. We can do social media management. We can do newsletters, which I highly suggest if you guys are not sending out a newsletter at least once a month or once every other month. For those of you who maybe don't have a whole lot going on right now, you need to be doing that, building your list. Social media, trying to think what else. Google My Business, ads. About the only thing that we don't do or offer services on is website building. And that's just because I'm not that technical. You don't want me messing with your website.
I tried to do one myself, and I was like, it was like 3 hours in it. I was like, oh hell no, I'm just gonna pay somebody to do that.
Yeah. But I need to pull back and hire someone. So.
That's why we're not good. It's good to have all these businesses, and sometimes we put that mindset like, oh, I don't want to invest, but it's good you're helping a small business. Like I said, I don't know how to do a website, but somebody said, hey, person number B knows how to do it, and they have a special or something. Whoa, let me go and talk to him and see. You might not like what he does, but that's fine. Maybe he can tell you, whoa, the way you like it, well, person number C can do it that way, and then they take you to person number C. But we're helping a small business, support and get it.
Yeah, that's where your networking and partnerships come into play. My team always refers all of our clients to Gulf Coast Pixel. Alex and Jen Slayton. I'm not sure if you've had the pleasure of meeting them, but they're awesome people, and they always take care of my clients for me. So anybody who needs websites built out,
Alex, yes.
yeah, they just redid mine for me. Now mine was a lower budget website just because honestly, I don't get a lot of traffic to my website. My businesses come from referrals. They come from networking. I really don't want to be that type of business that has to put out tons of advertising and bring in any type of client, because that's just not what I want to do. I want to be picky about who we align ourselves with.
Yeah.
They need to have the same values we have. They need to be, communication. We need to jive because we've got to have conversations. And that's another great thing. We offer month-to-month contracts for that reason, because I want to make sure it's a good fit for both. Not every marketing agency is going to be a good fit for your business, and that's okay. I don't believe in being locked in a long-term contract. I want to do month-to-month. So let's trial and error. Let's make sure we can communicate, make sure we're on the same page, make sure we're understanding each other's goals. And then also business fluctuates, especially when we're working with smaller to mid-sized companies. Business fluctuates. We had a lot of daycares and a lot of restaurants we were working with. And guess what happened come March and April?
Yeah. And you hit a big point, guys, that you're watching. That point that if you have a business, you decide who you want to work with. Just like she said, oh, just because you have a business, yes, we all need the money and we got to pay bills. You don't want to have everybody, because some of those people are going to drag you down. Some of those people are going to tell you, but come on, Jesus. I mean, give it for me for free or $30. No, you better know your value. If that's your value and that's how much you're charging, that's how much you're charging. They don't want it. There's 8 billion people in the world. You're gonna about to have somebody knock in your door and be like, hey, Jesus, man, I see your value. I'm worth paying that. Those are the people you need. That the ones that care about, not the people that they're gonna, try to get you. You can help them. I mean, maybe you won't, get them for the pay, but you can give them some tips and stuff and let them go. But the people that you need is the people that know your value, that they're actually gonna help, and they're gonna create you more referrals, and you're gonna have a good relationship with them.
And that's what it comes down to, his relationship. Yes, we work with companies that aren't even local. I'm not saying we only work with local businesses, but I just want to be very choosy with who we work with. There are certain, I'm so weird, but I feel like if I dread your phone call, or if I see your name come in my email and I'm like, oh, I don't have time for this, that's not a good partnership. That's not, it's not working for one reason or another, and that's okay. And like you said, financially, we may not be for everybody, and that's okay. There's other businesses out there that are cheaper. There's other businesses out there that are way more expensive than us. And, working with a smaller company has its, pros and cons. You have to figure out what's best for you and your business, and what do you like, and that again, it comes down to a relationship, honestly. One of the things I hear from a lot of clients that I work with is, yeah, we use this bigger agency, they were less expensive, but I could never reach them, or we never understood this and they would never tell us, or this never got done, and we asked several times and it still didn't get done. And so there's pros and cons for every business, every budget, things like that. We offer consultation services too. So if people want to do it on their own, we can train you how to do it. So that's something that we offer as well. We try to be as flexible as possible, because it's not rocket science. It really isn't. it does change. Marketing does change from season to season. I mean, heck, right now with school starting, your
Mm.
marketing plan will not be the same that it was in the summertime. It's different. It needs to be different. If it's not, you're behind the eight ball. You should be looking forward. You should say holidays are right around the corner. What are we getting ready to market for the holidays? And you need to start. You need to start getting your plans out, getting your ads together, figuring out your budget. Moving into the holiday season. We're done. Summer's done. School already started. We need to look forward. How are we budgeting? How are we marketing? What are we doing through that season? If it's a slow season, then you need to start figuring stuff out now. Maybe you need to do some cutbacks. Maybe you need to up your sales and marketing to get you through that. Whatever that may be, but you've got to have a plan. If you're just reacting to everything as it happens, one, you're going to get burned out. That's just the way it is. You're going to get burned out. You're going to feel like a hamster in a wheel, constantly moving. Nothing's happening.
That's true. Oh yeah, and you're right.
And you're not going to move forward with your business. And it's going to feel, you're going to feel defeated.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, it's schools, it's in. Try right now what you need to move out. I know COVID and all of this is tough for you. So for a lot of people, like, man, but December, I know a lot of people are like, oh man, Christmas is gonna be like the worst thing this year. But I'm like, no, man, because you're focusing on the things that you can control. Make
Yeah.
sure that Christmas is fun for you, the same as it's been every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I know now it's gonna be hard because you're not gonna be with the whole family because COVID, you can go and different families think different now, and you gonna have to do it just in your home with the family that you got there, not the whole family. Especially for us, is we are like it's a big family, so every Christmas we go to my cousin's big house and everybody goes there. That's the celebration for Christmas and New Year's. But this year it's not gonna happen, so everybody's gonna have to do it in their house because all of them, a couple of them already had COVID, and then they're good now, but their mentality is, no, we gotta protect the kids, the family. I understand. I'm not gonna bash them, but that's fine. It's gonna be a different Christmas without having the whole family, but you still gotta be happy for it. And I learned that somebody told me, no, not everybody's happy, Sus. Why are you telling everybody to be happy? You get to choose if you want to be happy. And
Yeah.
you get to choose to be this. You get to choose to be that. So if they choose not to be happy, I mean, you cannot do so much to turn them around, but you can give them some tips and help them. But if they don't choose it, that's
That's
fine. You can do more. You cannot do more for them. The same for you. Somebody's trying to help you. You're not choosing for somebody to help you. You're the one choosing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's funny you say that, because it was probably a couple weeks ago. My husband texted me something, and it was, less than desirable information that he texted me. And I try to find the positive in it. I try, because we have so much negativity around us. We've got so many things bringing us down. I don't even watch the news. I'm sorry, I just don't. There's just so much that can consume me around me that I have to choose what I'm gonna allow to bring me down. Okay. So he texted me something, and I texted back, and it was, well, at least blah 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 blah. And he texted me back, he said, how do you always find something positive to say? And I said, well, it's a choice. I mean, we can sit and cry and be sad and be depressed and be frustrated, and I don't want to be that person. I just don't. So we have, like you said, we choose joy. We have to do that.
And you're right. When we were talking about that, I remember you told me what he takes and everything, and it's true. If we're right here, both of us standing, and both decide that we want to consume that, all these people are dying and it's happening, but you consuming too much thing that is bringing you down. That you're like, I want to consume the positive. I want to consume what I got to take notes. What do I got? What's my next step? Who do I got to go eat lunch and meet? and you choose to do that, you're like, well, you what would you choose? You choose to be negative and be like that, or choose to be happy and choose to, I know it's tough, maybe you don't have the money and you lost your job, but come on, will you choose to still be down because you don't have the money and that, or you choose to get back up and figure something out, even if it's gonna take time? That's like an easy answer. I'm gonna choose this. I don't want to live my life dreadful, negative, and knowing that you're gonna stress out and then your mind plays games and a lot of people, suiciding and stuff. None of that. You don't want that. You got a lot to live, man.
And
We have.
yeah, being positive is not to say we're ignoring what's going on around us, because we know society is dealing with some heavy issues. They're not going to go away overnight. We're not going to overnight. Um, I'm saying, and I believe you're saying the same thing, is just don't let it consume you. Don't let it be everything you wake up with, go to bed with, talk about during the day. Like, your mental state is important. And if you're constantly bringing in negativity and bringing in hurt and anger and watching horrible videos of what's going on in the streets and this and that, yeah, we know it's there. We know it's there. And yeah, you may choose to do something about it. You may not. That's your choice. But it doesn't mean you have to live in that state 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because that's not healthy. And so personally for me, I just choose to focus when I've got, I don't know, if I go to my car and the car's out of gas, I'm not going to be like, well, there we go again. Another thing happened today, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm just going to be like, well, I'm going to be late like I usually am because I need to stop and get gas.
That's true, man. I remember that used to be me, like, ah, damn it, like a negative effect. Like, in the morning, something bad happened, and then after 2 hours, another, and you're like, damn, this is
Yeah.
gonna be a horrible day. No,
Yeah.
I now when something like that happens to me, I sit down. I'm like, okay, what can I do for that not to that domino effect keep on turning to be negative? Do I have to sit down and watch something motivational to kind of change my mind? Do I gotta listen to a podcast? And I start asking a lot of questions. And then when I start doing a couple of them, oh, my smile comes back. I'm like, there it is. Let's go. Boom. But I don't let it eat me, because if I do, oh, it's gonna be dreadful. And there's sometimes that does happen. Sometimes I just woke up like that and I just don't want to hear nothing because it's a memory, like a sad memory, and it comes to you, and you just take that day off and like, I'm not gonna do anything today, and it's just not one of those days. But we're humans. I mean,
It's okay. You're allowed to sit in those feelings and deal with it the way you need to deal with it. That's okay. What gets me though is, going to the grocery store and people are being so rude to each other, or fighting over a parking spot, or killing each other over. It's just, there's so much madness and craziness in this world. I'm like,
I
really?
know.
Take a deep breath. We're all gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Happiness. The gripe it makes I take the last loaf of bread on the shelf. I'm sure they're gonna.
It's funny because that had happened to me. Like, I gone to the store and there's probably the last 2 3 breads, but I'm good. I'm not. I see the other people and I don't fight for it. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
you need it the most, take it. I always say that, or something is the last thing. I'm like, I can live with it. Yeah, I can take it. That's fine. When I see they have like 3 or 4 kids, I'm like, oh, hell no. Yeah, I'll take it. No, and they tell me, no, 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 no. You were here first. I know you got 4 kids to feed. Take it.
It's being a decent human.
And then I hear the people in the back, oh no, you should take it, like the little evil, oh, forget them, they were last, don't matter if they have 4 kids, they should have came early, all that negativity.
Shouldn't have had all those kids if you couldn't feed them a loaf of bread.
And I'm like, like the devil is always there trying to, on this side. But I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, nah, man, I feel better when they're gonna get to go home and eat a hot dog or whatever. I'm good. I mean, I can live another day. I could just go to the other store and take it and buy it at the other store.
Hey, I don't need the bread.
Yeah. No, I'm trying not to eat a lot of bread no more, because I used to eat a lot of bread. Now I'm like, cut it off completely. I eat bread just here and there, and it feels better, because it's not, if you eat a lot of carbohydrates and stuff, like, you got to take care of your body too. Then you feel tired. And you don't want to do anything. Like, you're like into whatever you're doing, and you're like, oh, and like, damn, I should have ate a lot of rice with that bread. I'm like, and then you take a nap, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna take a 20-minute nap. You're like, you woke up, it's already 7. Damn, I took a 5-hour nap.
You know, we're laughing about it, but your mental state and your physical being are very important. And I think especially right now, people are working from home. People are, your activity level may have dropped. I've just started going back to the gym because our gym was closed for a long time. But we have, I was a personal trainer, so I've got all kinds of stuff at my home, but it's different to actually get out and go somewhere.
Yeah.
People like, well, everything's shut down. Well, no, the parks are open. We live in Houston. Heck, there are parks in every freaking neighborhood.
Yep.
You can get out, and in fact, it's good for you. You need the sun. You need fresh air. Get out and walk. If you literally can't do anything else, go for a 10-15 minute walk. That's it. It will lift your spirits like this.
Yes, it will. Trust me. Like I have a friend that I told him that I started doing every day, working up early and working out, and I said, "Man, you should do it, man." And because he was doing bike, and bike is good too. And then he stopped, and then he's a DJ, and then now when like we're really close friends, like I just saw him last week, and he's like, "Man, you know what? I'm starting to walk 2 hours every day, man. From like when the sun comes down from 7 to, and I love it, dude. It changed me. It feels good. And he has the gym at home. Like he has at home, he has the running, the everything. But he's like, I know I feel better when I'm outside. Like it just changed me, even though I have everything at home. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, that's good. I mean, I know you have it at home, but if that makes you happy, you should keep on doing it.
Yeah, it's what works for you. Just do something. Like we said earlier, just start something, just do something. Just get out, be active.
Be messy.
Be messy.
Even when you eat. I just hey, that sometimes happen though. Like you're really hungry or you're working too hard and you're eating a pizza or something, like you're getting all messy and like, oh man, my shirt. I still gotta go to the other meeting.
Tacos for me. I'm a taco girl, like hands down. Tacos every day in my house. My kids, everybody like does it. Breakfast tacos. We got lunch tacos. We've got dessert tacos. I don't
know. Dessert tacos. Somebody's gonna make that happen. Dessert tacos. No, tacos are good. I love tacos, man.
Tacos are like.
Yes, man. And it's easy. And like you go anywhere and like stop at the little corner things. Like, hey, let me have 3 tacos. You know what? Make it 5.
Add a couple more.
Yeah. Last time I won like 20 tacos. Somebody was running a little special, a taco, and he popped in my phone. And I was like, oh, let me write. And then boom, they announced the winner, and it was me. And it was like 10 minutes away from me. So I was like, oh, I'm going to get my tacos, man.
Awesome. I hope you bought a lottery ticket that day too.
I should have, right? Man, I should have. I was already happy with the tacos. I went in there and the lady's like, I'm gonna add 5 more tacos because you look super happy. I'm like, oh, you don't have to. And she gave me an extra 5 tacos. I'm like, all right. I came back home and my mom was about to cook dinner. She's like, oh man, we got a lot of tacos, man. No more cooking.
Good day.
Oh yeah. So sometimes when that happens, guys, I mean, sometimes it pops in your Facebook. People are giving away things or anything. Just I used to not do it. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna win. But when I saw that, I'm like, hey, they just said do this and that. Boom, easily. If you do win or not, that's fine. It's not gonna hurt you.
No. Now if you eat too many of those, maybe. But
yeah, I know. But I actually love going to a lot of them and see which ones are like the best. So I kind of number ones that I know. Oh, those are the best. Those are okay. Those are don't go there. So every time somebody tells me like, hey, do you know any tacos? I tell them where to go, where not to go. I like doing it, especially with.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
With pizza too, like Domino's, Pizza Hut. People like fight, or CC's. I probably eat more, not CC's, Little Scissors, and those are good too. Yeah, $5, it's like, but still good.
Yeah. It's not. We did that. A friend and I did that. I guess maybe 2 years ago. We wanted to see who had the best biscuits. We were bored and started driving around and trying everybody's biscuits to see who had the best biscuits in Houston. So we literally ate nothing but bread all day. It was the greatest thing.
I don't know. When you were saying that, I don't know where I went or was it like their little brother or their son or daughter, and they were like, my mom cooks my better rice than yours. And I was like, no, my mom cooks better rice than yours. And I was like, she was like, no, my mom.
I love it.
But it's funny because it's on a viewpoint of the kid, you know, they're like, no, my mom cooks better than yours.
Aw.
That was good. It's the same with my daughter. Sometimes she's like, grandma over there in Mexico, she's like, oh no, she cooks that better, but grandma here cooks that better. I'm like, hey man, you got different tastes. It's all
Yeah,
good.
you're eating well. That's all that matters.
Hmm. Good thing that she likes eating, so that's good.
That is good.
That's like pizza. I don't know why pizza is like the kid's favorite. Even hers, pizza.
It's, it's fun. It's comfort food.
Yeah, and I think her first is I don't know. Have you tried barbacoa?
Huh?
It's called
Oh,
barbacoa.
barbacoa?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like shredded meat, right?
yeah, that thing is good. That's like her number one thing. Yesterday I was talking to her. She's like, "Dad, you sending me money tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yeah." Do you know why I want that money? I'm like, I know you want your barbacoa tacos. She's like, "Yeah, you got it."
Aw. I used to live, so I grew up in San Antonio, and the big thing was barbacoa and your Big Red. That was like
Mm.
that was like the best meal ever.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. So I'm like, this Sunday I'm gonna go get some too. I was like, oh, barbacoa. I was like, it's expensive now, like when it used to be not. But I'm like, you're not gonna eat that every time. You probably eat it right now, and next month you get it again. But
Mhm.
she loves that. She's like, barbacoa and pizza is my favorite.
Aw, awesome.
Oh
Sweet
yeah,
girl.
oh yeah. Can't wait to see her. I hope that COVID, gets a little bit moderate and they open back the borders and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I know. I know they will probably soon before Christmas.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, I heard that a lot of people are they can't cross, only that the lines are bigger, but to them is the offices that they're closed, that they need to go get the permit to come back over here. Not my daughter because she's from here, but they got to get the visa permit, grandpa and grandma, so they can pass the border. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta wait.
Yeah, what a pain.
Oh yeah, but that's what makes me stronger. That's what makes me thrive. That's what you know. That's my why, and that's my deepest why, and that's my success. Her. So
Yeah,
that's what keeps me motivated.
that's awesome.
Oh
That's
yeah. But before we finish, I know I'm definitely gonna have you again, but not like this. We're probably gonna go do it at the office, more professional. Can't wait. Um, Tell a little bit of the people I know where they can find you and stuff, and where if they need. I mean, guys, if you need anything, she already says social media management, ads, anything. You don't have to get all of it. You can choose one thing, and she can help you. Because I
yeah,
know I'm ready to get help on the ads. So I just want something that I want to do that. So definitely we get for lunch for something and do that. I want to get more of those. More conversions and all of that stuff. I mean, 'cause that's what helps the branding. The ads either helps you branding or conversion. Either way, I'm doing them. It's not hard to do it, but sometimes it take. That's what it is. It takes time.
it takes consistency. That's the other.
Hmm.
We just had a client rejoin us last month because they thought they could do things on their own, which they can. There's no reason why they can't. But they realized they were not consistent at all. And they started losing viewers. They started losing, everything started dropping. And they're like, what are we doing wrong? I'm like, well, you can't post once a week and hope that people
No,
work like that. It just
no, it
doesn't.
doesn't work that way.
But it's just one a week's not gonna keep your brand fresh and out there. And one of the good things that we do as well is we do share recommendations. So have you ever been in a group and people will ask, hey guys, I'm looking for my AC broke. I need a good AC tech. Well,
Chris Ryan,
uh,
Chris,
with
Chris.
one of our clients. So my team, we literally sit and look through all of those groups for places to recommend our clients because we know them firsthand. We know they're respectful. We know that they do quality work. We know who they are. We know we can wholeheartedly speak on behalf of our clients. I wouldn't represent them if we couldn't. And so we go in there and we tell people, hey, call Chris, with Bic approved. He was voted number one in Katie AC last year. Look at his reviews. He does amazing work, blah, blah, blah. People are more likely to buy from someone that gives a personal recommendation or review over, Chris going in as the business and saying, call me, I'm fantastic,
Yeah, true. Testimonials and
fantastic.
video testimonials is like what's working a lot right now.
Yep. Yep. Videos hot everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's the percentage is just growing.
Yep. And it'll continue. It'll continue to do that. Have you tried out Instagram Reels yet?
I did one a while ago, and I had a lot of comments, not comments, but a lot of views out of it. And I was like,
Yes.
whoa! I was like, okay. I did it with my puppy, with the
Aw.
dog. So I was like, I was sitting down in the couch, and I did one with him, and I was like, 10 minutes later, I checked. I was like, oh damn, it's not me. It was the puppy. That's why there's views.
No, it's a new feature, fairly new. Everyone in the US should have it by now. But Instagram Reels, if you guys are trying to reach more people and you're on Instagram, try the Reels. You go into the stories, like you're going to post a story, and you should see an option for Reels. It's their version of a TikTok, basically. It's a 15-second video. It's so back it up just a little bit. I was on this podcast with this gentleman who works for Instagram, and he said, look, Facebook owns Instagram. So you're going to start to see more and more of, other platforms, other social media platforms pop up. And basically what Instagram's going to do is pick and choose what's working great for those platforms and integrate it with Instagram. I mean, that's just, they came right out and said that. So they said, like, right, I know. You throw down the gauntlet, right?
That's what you were saying at the beginning. Everything changes.
Everything changes. Yeah. And they roll them out in chunks. So like a lot of people now have the new Facebook. Some people still don't have it. Things get rolled out in chunks. So hopefully they can work out, all the trouble, the spiders with it before everybody gets it. But the Instagram Reels, because it's new, very few people are doing it. So you're going to reach more and more. I highly suggest, if you guys have not been doing Instagram Reels, go try it out. If you have questions, you can find us on Facebook at Space City Social. You can email me, my email address. Can I give that out?
Yeah. And you can type it there and they can see it. Everybody's going to see it because we still got a lot of viewers left.
Okay, awesome. Well, my email address is Twyla, my first name, TWYLA at spacecitysocial.com. And I am actually going to probably do a video sometime over the next couple of days and post it on our Facebook page, talking about the Reels. But I've tested it out I have 7 different personal Instagram accounts that I use for different tests. And I've tried it on all 7. And 2 of those accounts I don't really do anything with. And I was up over 13,000 views on each account. Now, some of them sky high because I do more on them. But even the ones that are pretty much stagnant were over 13,000. And that was just in 24 hours. And I didn't do cool. No. So I'm going to tell you, that's the hot new thing with Instagram right now. Get in there, test it out. Didn't have to be perfect. Just do it, right? Make it messy. Just make it happen.
Yeah, make it messy. Yeah. And after a while, like I say, if you need somebody to run that, then Twyla can do that for you.
Yeah, absolutely. My team is fabulous. We have an amazing team. So if you're just looking for someone to help with the social media or look over a marketing plan or whatever it may be, even if it's just hourly consultation services to help you fine tune what you're already doing, we can do that as well. Send us a message through our Space City Social Facebook page. You can email me. You can go to our website, get on our calendar. Whatever you want to do, you can find us.
Oh yeah, and there's one more thing that I just figured out yesterday. Like Facebook just can, if you have the business page, now you can charge events and you can get paid by Facebook by doing events.
Yeah, you sure can.
I saw that it says you're eligible and it tells you right there. And I was like, what? And I started reading. It's a good thing. It's like they're gonna pay you every month, whatever the event you're gonna put in the cost. And it's a bad thing in a way because I was reading and I was like, whoa, I want to do giveaways and stuff, But it says right there, like they won't pay you. You do giveaways or offers, they won't do it. I was like, damn it. But you can still use it some days if you don't want to do offers and charge an event for $10 or anything. That's fine.
And that's something a lot of businesses still don't believe is that you are not supposed to do giveaways on Facebook. And people do it all the time. But if you get caught, your page will be shut down. And a lot of people I have clients ask me all the time, well, we want to give this away. We want to do a like, share, and be entered to win. I'm like, okay, we can do it. However, you have to know that if you get caught, Facebook will shut your page down and you're not going to get it back So you have to weigh the pros and the cons of that.
Yeah.
The only way you can work around that is by having the rules in the contest on your, like, you can reroute it to your website. And even with that, you have to be kind of tricky because, like we said earlier, if you put your website link, you're going to reach less people. It's
Yeah. Just do it on YouTube. You just do your giveaways and stuff on YouTube.
there you go. Do it on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Like, it's funny to know that sometimes we don't know we're on not on that. You're like, well, I didn't know about the giveaways that they can shut you down. And I was like, damn, good thing I'm not doing any giveaways. But sometimes you do want to give away. You
Yeah.
want to just give something. Just if you cannot do it in that platform, well, use the other platform.
Yeah, I still do it. I mean, I know the consequences, and that's something I tell my clients. Look, we can still do it, but you have to understand this is what could happen. Probably won't, but it could. This is in their rules. I own a networking team, a network marketing team. We sell $5 jewelry. I've been doing that for about 7 years, and we've got about 2,500 consultants on our team. And the fun thing about that is giving away jewelry, right? Like, we always want to post the like, share, watch my video, blah, blah, blah. And I always have to remind people, while that's fun and everybody likes to get something for free, I'm one of those. Sign me up. You have to know that these are the consequences. And if you're willing to take that risk, then by all means, go for it. But if you're not, you have to figure out another way to do it.
Yeah, that's very true. So there you go, guys. Any questions, any comments? You can go to Space City Social, and she's gonna type everything down. It's gonna be there in the comments, and just go to her. Anything that y'all need for social media, she's the girl to go, and she's helping a lot of the food share chamber. So that's good. I'm happy that we're there and that we're gonna grow. I'm having a meeting with Mr. Don McCoy next week, so that's good. So
I said hi. I love that. I love that team. I love the chamber. If you guys are not lucky enough to be close to the Fulshire Chamber, you're out of town or in another area, chamber is amazing. You guys really need to look into your local chamber.
Yes, because look at me. I had to join somewhere close to where I'm at, the other chambers, but none of them compared to there. I've been to a lot of chambers, and like that pusher, you go there and it feels like family. And I said, that's how I do it. Like, share, and how you feel, join that. And that's how I felt.
They're supportive. They actually invest themselves and take an interest in your business. It's, a lot of people will sign up for things and go, well, it didn't work for me. I didn't get anything out of it. Okay, well, what did you put into it? Did you other businesses? Were you there for them? Did you show up to the meetings? Did you tell whoever that you needed help? You can't just put it out there and then think, okay, poor me, it didn't work. That sucks. Let me move on to something else. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that. You're going to get out of it what you're putting into it. That's just what it is. But hands down, I agree with you. The Fulshire KD Chamber is the best. I love Don and his girls in the office. Everybody's so supportive. The ambassadors, it feels like home.
Yeah. We need to go and invest next time so we can be the ambassadors too.
That would be so much fun.
I know it's an investment, but I mean, I already see it that it's what I already invested. It's like you got to put in work too. Not only you invested in there, and it just feels great, like family.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice too, because like we said earlier, you don't have to have the answers to everything, but you do need to know where to go to get the answers. So lining yourself up with other like-minded individuals, people who I could go to and say, hey, I know technically we're competitors, but you're doing this really well. Do you have any input for me? Because I'm kind of struggling in this area. And being able to bounce ideas. Everybody's so receptive if you have a pure heart about it. And you're willing to help them out as well. It's a great community. And I'm huge with networking. You know that. I absolutely 110% believe you should be networking. Kind of stinks right now that we can't do it in person because I don't really like I'm not a mobile online networker.
No. There's some that already started doing. I saw the Katie premiere. I think they started doing it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
I forgot to go. They invited me, and I'm gonna go. Yes, finally. I don't care if I have to wear a mask, but there's people there, and I was like, And I looked at my thing and said, too late. They already finished. But I think they're doing it again next month.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Personally, I just feel like I can't make those deep rooted connections online. I really like to go in person.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
I like to hugs. I'll wear my mask and turn this way. But
Yes, they did it in Bar Louie, so that's good. I got a connection there now. That I got permission for myself. If I want to create a little network meeting, I can use their spot and do that, or create some kind of a different event of video. I can use it too. I got the connection with that the marketing girl from there.
oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
she's amazing. That girl's amazing. Like we had a talk on the phone, and in the soon future we're gonna work together. There, I'm still in there with the corporate and stuff like that, but it's a big yes. We're just waiting for that little time.
Wait for the green light. That's
I know.
great.
I like it. I like the burgers. They're so good.
You know what? Honestly, I've been there, but I've never eaten there.
Yeah, you go Tuesdays. They got $5 burgers, girl. Man, I was like, is this? I told her, this $5? I think this is like $15 because it's like the burger, the fries, and then the drink. I was like, that's why it's packed.
World of Beer has something like that. They have a $5 burger that's pretty big and fries and
World of Burger is good too. I've been there.
We like to go. My husband and I like to go because they have the not life size, but like the huge Jenga sets.
Yeah.
Those are love it. Yes. Now he cheats. I hope he's
especially now while we're gonna get to the cooler weather, maybe in October, that'll be the perfect time outside and play some Jenga.
So I'm saying he cheats, but somebody hates to lose. So
so he knows how to play, it's just that you gotta step it up.
Well, sometimes you have to just kind of support the blocks and lean against them a little bit.
I know that's true. Those are big blocks too.
Yeah. I feel bad for everybody else because when they crash to the floor, they're so loud. So sometimes I just gotta, hold them.
Yeah, be careful. Don't let them fall on your feet. That happened to me once. That hurt. They're heavy. Oh.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Well, thank you, Twyla, and I'm telling you, we'll definitely have a couple of other videos soon. And
awesome.
And guys, don't forget to like, share, and replay. I know we still got people watching us for an hour and 15 minutes, but that's good.
Friday, guys.
Yes, I know if y'all just barely getting in here, y'all barely waking up, just go back and watch the replay and get your notebook out and whatever you got that is going to help you today, take it and write it and apply it to you. Even if you have a business or not, you can still apply it in some kind of way in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who may be needing a little of assistance, I do have some videos on the Space City Social Facebook page that you can watch some of those videos, see if something inspires you, see if you can find an answer in there or something you're looking for. I need to get better at doing more of those videos.
I know I missed. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I need that office, because here I'm living with my parents and there's nowhere I cannot do my content, that I got everything written down in my notebook. So I was like, I don't want to be waiting. I really want to push out my content out there and help other businesses help it. But without here, no, I'm so happy right now that I'm going to go check out that office. Yeah. I saw it in the internet. It looks very cool, like very professional. And it's in the 12th floor too.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. Y'all see it. I'll catch some video later on today.
Go live from there. Show us the view.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I mean, you see them on the pictures, and you're like, "Oh man, I want to be there live and watching it." So,
awesome. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I know we shared a lot of backstory and just kind of getting to know each other and talking a little bit. Not a whole lot of nuggets of information, but even someone's story of how they've gotten to where they are or things they've gone through, you can a lot of times take some personal inspiration from that and go, oh, I've gone through that. Why am I letting it stop me? Or why haven't I done this? Or, oh, I didn't know that. Maybe people who know me didn't know my story and they're like, oh, wow, okay, whatever. But if you guys do need social media or sales, marketing, all of that kind of fun stuff, if you need some assistance with that, definitely look for me. I'd love to help you. I've got a fabulous team. They're superstars. I know I'm a little biased, but
Hey, it's all good. Next time we're gonna do like a pre-recorded video here, and we could show you 10-minute nuggets of
Yeah.
what she does. We can do that, and then this is the last thing. I'm working to do a mastermind, so I'm trying to pick different businesses so we can create that and help. It's gonna be an investment, but that's gonna be on the office. So that's why I'm working hard so we can create the mastermind for us Houston people, create a community, and actually go out there and help the communities and ourselves and move out there. But it's gonna be great. I can feel it. I know it.
I that idea. I absolutely love it. Look, there are so many people out here, so many people that's wanting to start or have started or are struggling to keep going. Guys, you're not in it alone. That's all I can
Mhm.
say. You're not in it alone. Don't be afraid to reach out, ask for help. If I can tell you right now, and I know his same way, if I don't have an answer, I can guarantee you I know somebody who can get an answer for you. So
Mhm.
don't feel like you're in it alone, especially with this quarantine stuff and all this other society things going on. Don't let it get in your head and stop you. If you are
Nope.
passionate about what you're doing, but you feel like, okay, I've hit a roadblock or I'm struggling or not quite sure if this even makes sense, am I crazy? Reach out, talk. Trust me, I have those conversations a lot.
And it's sad that altitude is closing. I'm ending with that.
Yeah.
I know, I know. For the people that know where's altitude in Katy, I know. If you didn't know, now you know.
Iris closed down.
Wow.
Restaurants are closing. Like I said, we had a lot of daycare and restaurant clients who they just couldn't make it through this,
I
and
know
that
a lot. It's hard for them to adapt, but we are gonna be there to help them because I've seen a lot of other one bar here in Houston that it's adapting, that they're creating a podcast and they're recreating and reconstructing themselves some way, and it's working.
you have to pivot. I did.
You
I
have
did.
to. You
I
have
did
to.
a live on that not too long ago. You have to pivot. If you are stuck in the mindset of this is my business, this is how I have to do it, this is the way we've always done it, it's got to go this way. Guess what? You're probably not going to make it. And I don't mean that to be ugly. I just
Oh,
mean
no.
that now is the time to review what you're doing and pivot. It's okay to make small changes to keep you going. And maybe you stay that way. Maybe you realize, wow, why didn't we do this years ago? Or it's enough just to get you through this season. Then you can go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you. We'll probably do that pre-recorded thing tomorrow so we can put it out there in our pages, yours and mine. I mean,
Awesome.
I don't got anything tomorrow, so if I do it in the morning, so we're good.
Okay, just message me. We'll set something up for
Oh
sure.
yeah, and then yeah, wait for that. It's gonna be pretty good nuggets for just 10 minutes, so you don't have to be like to an hour or anything. But it's gonna be great. It's gonna be on both of our pages. It's just gonna be out there that y'all can apply it fast.
Awesome. Awesome.
I
Well, thank you
think
for having me again. I appreciate it. This was fun.
no problem. I love it. Hey, y'all don't miss next Monday, man. I got this is a top big influencer that I'm having next Monday too. And he is, like I said, no excuses. He is on a wheelchair and he reached his dream. And when I see him and I was like, how can I put a damn excuse when you would listen to his story Monday, like on a wheelchair, and he has done everything. He's been in Channel 26. He's helping kids, schools, you name it. So when I sit down, I'm like, damn, I got 4 feet and hand, and he's doing it. I'm like, I can't put that excuse that I'm tired.
Wow, that
Mm-mm.
sounds awesome. I can't wait to hear it.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
you have a blessed Friday. I was gonna say Thursday, but it's Friday. Yeah.
Friday. All right. You too. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye, Twyla.
Bye.
Boom. Thank you guys. Like you said, running. Hashtag lightweight coming soon. Thank you for being here, guys. The people that watched the live and you didn't watch it and you're barely coming in, go watch the replay. I'm about to finish it up and share. I know there was not a lot of nuggets here, but there was a lot of more about knowing who she is, what she does, a little bit of. I mean, she did a lot of her story, not a deep in, but a lot that you can, know her, and it's just amazing. And I'm just happy. I mean, this is what I love. Like I said, thank you for the support, guys. And when I just share the PayPal, so whatever you want to support, like I said, 50 cents, $1, $2. It's helping me out get more stuff. Like I said, it's gonna get better, more influencers that I'm gonna bring in to interview them, and everything I'm reconstructing, adapting. I'm on the lookout right now for to move in the 1 week or 2 weeks to the office, and that's what I'm gonna do. More content, the mastermind stuff, all of the good things that it's here to help the Houston community, and then start spreading out, not only Houston but everywhere, Dallas, Austin. But you gotta think big. But first, get known here in Houston, because that's what I was doing wrong. I was getting known in LA and Chicago, but I don't live there. I live here. So I want to get known here. People know me here, help the community. The number one thing for me is the kids, have a platform for the kids where they can speak and all of that. So I'm just happy and amazed that I'm bringing all these interview, all these guests, and everybody's learning, everybody's taking notes, everybody's having something, and it's helping them in their lives. So thank you and God bless, guys. Whatever y'all supporting me in the PayPal, thank you very much. I've already put a comment in there, and I put it in the comments, and I know Twyla's putting all her stuff in the comments, so you could reach to her, and I know we'll make another video. It's not gonna be live, but we're gonna pre-record something and help you out somewhere that y'all can apply it fast. All right. Thank you. God bless. And you have an amazing Friday, because I got to go and check out the office right now. I think I'm not running late because I'm not that far from it. But thank you guys. And for the people that are going to listen to this on the audio podcast, thank you guys. And if you want to watch it live video, you already know where to go, Yeraldy Media, and you enjoy the full episode. God bless, and you enjoy your Friday. Peace out.